Number 7 is where?
Just have to take a look on it. Okay? Take this one, please. You have to mark your notice. Give me your PR card. Give me your notice first and your media. That's the rest of the family member like this, okay? The confirmation of land. For your wife, arbitrary.
Good morning.
How's everyone today? Thank you for being patient as we check everybody in. There's a lot of you here today. So welcome all of you and welcome all the guests. My name is Sandy Salvetti, and I'm the clerk of the ceremony, and I will be assisting Judge Chris Mohan during the ceremony. Can everyone hear me at the back? No. No? Okay, my voice is not so great, but for people that don't have seats, there's a couple of seats up here. Please come and sit down. And there's a couple of seats, Judge, you can start here. And I will say, order, all rise. And I'll ask all of you please to stand and remain standing as the judge takes his place on the dais. I will then open the ceremony and then ask you to be seated. The judge will have some opening remarks, and when he has finished speaking with you, he will ask me to prepare you for the administration of the oath. And at that time, I'll ask all of you to stand, and you will be raising your right hand like this. And you will be repeating the oath in a loud and clear voice after the judge. First in English, and then in French. And again, you have the little books today, the little pamphlets that have a beautiful letter from our minister, congratulatory letter. And also you'll see that the oath is in there. So if you feel uncomfortable, you can even look at that. But he'll only say a few words at a time. And also the guests are welcome to take the oath and reaffirm your oath if you wish. Now, so when the oath has been administered, oh, by the way, if you have brought your holy book and you wish to swear on your holy book, just hold the holy book in your left hand and raise your right hand and say, I swear, instead of I affirm. All right? Judge and your certificates. And I'm going to stand here. The judge will be on my right. And I will be calling you forward to come one by one. But I'll keep the families together, as long as I know that they belong together. Sometimes you have different names and I'm not sure, so just kind of let me know that you are together. I will try my hardest to pronounce your names as best as you can.
Will be the new Canadian citizen. However, before I start today's ceremony, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of a very special people in your ceremony. The clerk for today's ceremony is Ms. Sandy Salvetti. The signing office in the back are Mr. Kamish Yaveshpur and Mr. Abubakar Bach. Ladies and gentlemen, this ceremony marks a very important milestone in your life. In a few minutes, you'll be granted the Canadian citizenship. This is a right you have worked very hard for, and which the Delsey is glad to share with you. I know most of you are waiting anxiously for this very special day. There are many reasons which brings each and every one of you to this courtroom and this country. Most of you came looking for a better life in a safe, prosperous, welcoming country. You came looking for a land of opportunity, both for yourself and your children. And work hard for your Canadian citizenship. You have learned about Canadian history and geography. You have done your best to integrate in your country. We all realize that coming to a new country is a very stressful undertaking. Many of you have come from countries which are very different from this one. You have to adjust to a new climate, new culture, and new ways of doing things. This is never easy, but you have succeeded. In many ways, receiving citizenship today is a symbolic final step in your integration process. We should remember that for some of you, the journey to this courtroom in this country has been difficult, even perilous. Some of you have escaped from war-torn countries. Some of you have to leave your families and friends behind. Your presence here today confirms the long journey is finally over. Your courage, perseverance, and faith has been rewarded. You have been forced to walk a long, difficult path, but very glad the path has brought you to us. Now we welcome you as part of the Canadian family. Citizenship in Canada is not just the technical qualifications of holding, getting a passport, or qualifying for employment in Canada. It is not a prize for anyone. It is a right and responsibility for us all. The Charter of Rights and Freedom guarantees the right to live free from discrimination and persecution. You can live and work in any province or territory and have the freedom to practice our religion and express our opinions freely. As Canadians, we're part of the bilingual country in a sense, and the right to be served in either official language when dealing with the federal government and its various agencies. These things are all very important, but citizenship is much more than that. It's a covenant between the individual and the country they share. It's a bond between us and those who have come before us and those yet to come. Part of this partnership means standing up and saying we're ready to make a difference, to help others, to build safe communities in Canada. By the basis for one of the most generous people. Not only the Canadians give money, but many of people, including some of my own friends, took their own personal vacations and they're entertaining and the volunteers their time. This is the culture of Canada, to keep up themselves for others. And you'll see this. 67% of Canadians volunteer. In practical terms, for every 3 Canadians, more than 2 volunteer. This is the ethos of Canadians. This is the culture of Canadians, to give of themselves. In a very short time, you're all going to be Canadian citizens. So I urge you to go out and make a difference. Because when you give, you will surely receive. And what you get back is priceless. And this is what I sincerely believe makes this country so rich. The culture of giving. And I'm sure that's one of the reasons that's attracted me to this country. And now request the clerk to start the preparation of the saying of the oath.
All please stand, including guests. Jerry on the piano. And Eddie's kayak.
She's coming. Okay. She's gonna come here. You cannot go. There's so many people.
What kind of work do you do? You work for yourself or someone else? Which company do you work for? In Mississauga? Yes. All right. All yours. Shop now. Congratulations on that. Are you working? Or you are? But who looks after him? Time to time. What kind of work do you do? What kind of work do you do? Wish you good luck and all the best. And this must be Muhammad. God, you're so good looking. What grade are you in, son? Kindergarten. Senior kindergarten. Never use that. Excellent. Oh, there. Pictures. Okay, you come stand in front of Muhammad. Right.
The same way you sign on your application, okay? Sign for yourself. Thank you, madam. You can go back to your seats. 30K? I just need you to sign in here. Okay, the same way you sign on your application. Thank you, sir. Yeah, you can go back to your seat, okay?
Thank you.
This is your signature on your application, your certificate? Okay, good. You can go back to your seat.
Now on, you are a Canadian. Okay, excellent. No, it's not a matter of thanking. You are now a Canadian. There's no ifs and buts. Everyone here is equal Canadian. Please remember that. There's nothing different. Everyone's Canadian. Since everyone here is Canadian, we're going to make another request to you. Turn to the person on either side of you and congratulate them as fellow Canadians. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. for that very enthusiastic welcoming of the new Canadians. Now that you have seen what your fellow Canadian looks like on either side of you, if you happen to run into them in a shopping mall or some other place, please don't pretend you didn't see them. Go ahead and shake their hand and ask them how they are doing. As I said to you, that's what a community is, what a country is, a sense of belonging, a sense of sharing. Yes, you come from 35 countries and regions, but everyone here is a Canadian. And that's a beautiful thing. Each one of you brings some unique qualities that enriches the country. The way I describe it is it's like a bouquet of flowers. You know, each one of you is a different flower that represents Canada. And that's what enriches the country. Since everyone here is a Canadian, I'll tell you some statistics that I often find fascinating. 2 years ago, we inducted 221,000 new Canadians. Last year, we inducted 179,000. The new Canadians settled in 3 provinces. 60% in Ontario, 19% in British Columbia, 11% in Quebec, and the balance in other provinces. The 60% who settled in Ontario, they settled in the Mississauga-Brampton area. To put it another way, this court is Canada's busiest court. So depending on how you look at it, from the time you apply, I'm used to get to citizenship, it used to take a long time. But the good news is it used to take a very long time. Now what's happening is we're actually doing that in a very, very short time. As I said to you, we have now 35 countries or regions. Let me read you the list before, because every time I read that list, it makes for an absolutely fascinating list of countries. The new Canadians come from Afghanistan, Belarus, Cambodia, China, Colombia, Cuba, Czech Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, England, Guyana, India, Iraq, Italy, Jamaica, Korea, Kazakhstan, Lebanon, Malaysia, Nigeria, Northern Ireland, Pakistan, Philippines, Poland, St. Vincent, the Grenadines, Saudi Arabia, Senegal, Scotland, Sri Lanka, Sweden, Tanzania, Thailand, Uganda, Ukraine, United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, United States of America, Uruguay, Wales, and Zimbabwe. Have I left out any countries of region? If not, a very warm welcome to all of you. Fellow Canadians, as I said at the beginning of my speech, 67% of Canadians volunteer. You are now part of that 67%. I urge you to go and meet your neighbors, make a difference, or join some volunteer groups. Each one of you brings some very unique qualities. A country or a citizen is not a piece of paper. It is shared values. What are these shared values? As I said, 67% of Canadians volunteer. You are not part of that 67. And I say to you, you don't have to give money. Your time is even more precious. If you go out, help a senior citizen or some younger person in school, like Canadian volunteer time, or go to hospital. There are a lot of very sick people there who need company. So I say to you, give of yourself, and when you give, you will always receive. And what you get back is priceless. So I say to you, please remember, Canadians, give of yourself. And you're not part of the Canadian ethos and culture. And now we're right at the end of the ceremony, because I know some of you have to leave very soon. So what I'm going to do is I'll request all of you to stand, and we'll sing the Canadian national anthem proudly as march today. And most important, I wish you all good luck as Canadian citizens.
Before you go today, I just want to explain a couple of things. Can I just take your